It is later at night, but I need to film this super fast for you guys, so I'm gonna go through as quickly as I can and show you all the products that I had picked out at the beginning of 2017. I picked all these products out in hopes of finishing them off before the end of the year, before 2018. So I'm gonna go through as fast as I can, show you whether I've finished them off, if I've decided to declutter them, if I have them in a current project, if I have plans for them in the future, if I haven't touched them yet. I'm just gonna try and go in the same order that I went in at the original video. I'll also link the original video up in the cards up there and down in the description box below for you. Let's start off with the foundation. So the first one, we're starting off great. This one I've just finished this one. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This was in 1C1 Shelf 15. This one I had to pull it out of my empties bag. It was in my empties for July, which you'll probably be seeing soon if it's not uploaded already. But this one was in the Finish 4 by 4th of July challenge. It was completed in that time period, so I was really happy about that. So you can see my marks on the back there. This was super full coverage. I kind of miss how full coverage this was. I don't have another foundation in my collection right now that was this full coverage, so I'm kind of missing it just a little bit. Then I had this foundation, and I have plans to put this one in my next Project 10 pan, but this is the MAC Studio Tech Cream Foundation. This is in NW15. This is what they look like here. They're just in the standard MAC compacts. I need to put this one in a project ASAP because it wants to dry out. It's starting to do the little cracky dry out thing right there, so this one is hands down 100% going in my next Project 10 pan. It should be coming up soon. I'm just in the process of moving. As soon as I'm done with moving, it will be up. So I did have one BB cream. This one is the Pond's Luminous Finish BB cream. This is the light one, and I'm all the way down to here. I really don't think that there will be any problem getting through this before the end of the year. So I really like this product. They have discontinued it, unfortunately, so that's always a bummer. It has pretty good coverage for being a BB cream, and the SPF in this is just, you know, top notch. So I really like that product. I do have another backup of that, so I'm not too worried about using it up. I had two concealers. The first one is my By Terry Touche Veloute highlighting concealer pen. I haven't used this one very much. This is super pale, and I mostly can only use this in areas that need brightening, so I'm only using a small amount of it every time that I do use it. It's very fragranced. It's super full coverage though. It does have one of those little brush tips on the end. You click it and then product comes out of the center. I will probably be adding this into a project in the future, either like a Finish 6 by Christmas or a Project 10 pan. I would like to see if I can finish this off before the end of the year. I really do like it. It is fragrance though. That's the one thing that I would warn about this product. I do have the lightest shade. I have shade number 1, which is Porcelain. So there was that one. And then I also had the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 2, which is Vanilla. This is my third tube of this stuff. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but there are some windows in this product, like the container. You can see where I'm scraping up against the edges. This one is in my current project that's going on right now, the Finish 5 by Fall. Can you see in that? Does that? No, you can't see in there. Anyway, so hopefully I'll have this finished off before the end of September, I'm hoping, and then maybe I can toss this one into the next project. We'll see. I'll just keep it moving with my concealers. I have the Bare Minerals Powder Foundation. Where did I put that? This guy right here. And this one was actually just barely added into my Finish 5 by Fall. So this one, when it's all tapped down, I just measured this the other day. I've probably only used this for about a week, so I'm probably still in the same general vicinity, but when I marked it, I tapped it all down and I was about at the halfway mark in this product. So I'm pretty certain that this one should be finished before the end of September as well. At least I'm hoping. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious about the swatches on the back of my hand, I forgot to wash them off before filming this video, but I actually just filmed a get ready with me with this makeup look, so if you want to see how I did this, then I will link that video down in the description box and up in the cards as well for you. But moving on to some bronzer. bronzers. The first bronzer that I have is more of a contour product. This is the NYX Blush in Taupe, as you can see here, and this one does have pan on it now, which is, I think it's exciting. This one is moving a little bit quicker than I had anticipated. I do have the intention of putting this one into a project in the near future, so hopefully it'll be finished before the end of the year. A lot of these products, specifically the lip products, I was just like, man, I want this one out of my collection, and instead of just decluttering, I just decided I want this one gone, I want this one gone, and I just threw everything into this project. So there's a lot of things that have changed, you'll see in just a little bit. But anyway, this one is moving along smoothly. I also have this little mini of the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. I actually just barely started working on this one recently within the past month or so, and we're halfway through the year. That's because I was still working on finishing off this one. This is the full size of the Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. So this one was just barely finished at the beginning of July. So I just have barely dabbled into the mini one. You can't really see the rings in it right now, but maybe I'll toss this one into a project and kind of go back and forth between these two. I'm not quite sure which one, well, which one has more product. This one has 4.5 grams and the little mini one here has 3 grams. This one has less product, but this one already has pan. What would you do? Let me know what you would do. I'm thinking I'll probably go with the NYX one just because I just finished off a full size of this guy, and while I do like this one, it's nice to kind of switch things around so I don't get too bored of them. So I'll probably go on to this one next, but there was that. And then I do have some blushes. So I had my Sephora powder blush in Rose Petal number 8. This is where I'm at right now. This was actually in my Finish 4 by 4th of July challenge. This is all that's left of that blush. I definitely feel like this could be finished off before the end of July as well, so you'll probably see this in my empties very, very soon. I like this blush. They still have this line, but they don't have the same shades. Like, shade number 8 is not Rose Petal anymore. I'm sure they still have it, but they've totally revamped the line and changed all the names and everything. The other blush that I had down here, and I only wanted to hit pan on this one, mind you, was my MAC pan of Well Dressed, and you're probably not going to see you're probably not going to be able to see the dip in this, but I do have a slight dip going in this. This is going to be the next blush that I'm focusing on after I finish off the rest of my Sephora blush, so I definitely think this one will have pan in it. I'm about, I would say maybe a third of the way, possibly halfway through to the bottom of the pan, so the pan's not that thick, I don't think. But I go through blush like crazy. This one's a super light shade, so I can build it up on the cheeks and wear it alone, or I can pair it with a darker blush and just wear Well Dressed at the front of my cheeks. So it's very versatile. I don't think I'll have any issues hitting pan on this before the end of the year. This one is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. This is like a deluxe size version of this. This has 0.34 fluid ounces in it, and you can see my progress markings on the back. There's 1, 2, 3, and it was finished. So this one has already been in my empties. It was in a project earlier this year, so really happy that that one's moved out of the way. I think this is the second one of these that I've used up entirely, and I'm just not in love with the Opal shade. I feel like there's one that's a little bit lighter. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I feel like the one that's lighter than this, it's like pearl or something. I feel like that one would suit my skin tone a little bit better. I also have another cream highlighter. This one showed up this year. This is the Milk Makeup Highlighter. It's just a little deluxe size. I'll probably toss this one into a project, like a Project 10 pan or something. I did have a little mark on the cap, but it was completely full. They really don't put a ton of product in these to begin with, but anyway, I've used it a little, so I mean there's a tiny bit of progress, but not enough that I would take the time to make a mark on it. So they really don't put very much in here, but I feel like if I was using this on a weekly basis, I could probably have this finished off in like a month if I was solely using it on the cheekbone area. I do have a powder highlighter here that I wanted to hit pan on before the end of the year. This is my The Balm Mary Luminizer highlighter, and I feel like this one I'll definitely have I mean, I've got a nice dip going in this already. I had to repress mine, so I was super close to hitting pan, or I had just hit pan. I can't remember, it's been so long, but I had to repress it because it just completely shattered. So I'm getting to the point where I'm getting close to hitting the pan again, so I think I'll definitely be able to meet my goal with this one. I did have another highlighter here. It was the NARS Albatross highlighter. If I can find a photo, I'll put it up here. That one was like a white gold. It looked horrendous on my skin tone. I tried it multiple times, and I was only trying to hit pan on it before the end of the year, and then I just thought to myself, if I'm decluttering some products, I would much rather send it off to somebody without it having a huge gaping hole in the center of it, without it having a bunch of pan. So I sent it off to somebody who would use it and get some love out of it and who would appreciate it, and I feel like that's a much better use of that product instead of just me hitting pan on it and throwing it away. So that's just my thought process. So that one's not going to be in the finale video. I had some eyebrow products next. I had a Maybelline Master Shape by Eye Studio in the shade Deep Brown, and this is where I'm at with this product. I don't use this on a daily basis. I mostly just use this on the weekends. Let me show you compared to a full-size one that's brand new. So if I hold them up right, you can see, you know, I've used a decent amount, I feel like, so I don't think that this one will be around at the end of the year. I had a brow powder. Now this one probably will not be finished at the end of the year. This is a super vintage, very old school Anastasia brow product. This is the Brow Powder Duo in brunette and dark brown. This is what the old packaging looks like. I think they went through 2 packaging changes since I've had this, but I wanted to completely finish up the lighter side and then hit pan in the darker one. Not sure that I'm going to be able to do that. I think I might be able to hit pan in the darker one because I would just use that at the tail end of my brows, but I don't reach for a powder anymore. I usually get one of those super skinny micro brow pencils and I'll use those, but this is it's a quicker way to do the brows, so maybe I'll try going back to this on the weekends and seeing if I can make a little bit more progress on this before I toss it out at the end of the year. This next product is probably just going to have to be tossed out at the end of the year. This is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I had purchased this with all of my Ulta points, so I got this for free. Essentially, this is in the shade Medium Deep, and I've used a decent amount out of this. I just prefer the Lancome Sorcel Styler or the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in Granite. So I don't have a problem with this. I think they have a funny scent to them, but I do have a travel size of this, and I had gotten this right before they changed the packaging, so I just don't like having stuff around that looks like this, and if somebody wanted to go out and buy it, it doesn't look like this anymore. You know what I mean? I like to keep my stuff more up to date than that. I might try pulling this into my weekly makeup bags and using it for a week and then taking a week off, then using it for a week, taking a week off, see if I can get a little bit more progress on it that way. I do have an eyeliner here. This is my Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes liner in 11L. This is the matte purple one, and I do have plans to add this one into a project in the future. Even though I do have a ton of swatches on my hands, let me give you a swatch of this one. This one's pretty dried out though, so I might have some issues with that, but that is the color. I think the color's beautiful. Even though it is a bit dried out, I'm still willing to, you know, put forth the effort to try and use it up. I really don't feel like I have much left in here, but I don't think they make these anymore. I think they make the Aqua XL pencils, so I would like to finish this one off and get it out of my collection instead of just throwing it away. I have a couple gel eyeliners next. These are all from MAC. So I have this one here that's most likely going to be finished off by the end of July. You're just seeing this a little bit early, I suppose. This is the MAC Black Track Fluid Line. This is just their standard black one, their black gel liner. And this was in a project recently. I didn't finish it off entirely in the Finish 4 by 4th of July, but I'm so very close that I think that this will be in my empties in July. So that is a look at where I'm at with Black Track. And then I did have these other two in this project just to hit pan on them. These are also from the Fluid Line collection from MAC. So this first one is Blue Peep. I still am not anywhere near the bottom of the glass on this. So this one's probably not gonna have pan showing. If out of the two that I'm gonna show you here, this one would be the one that would have pan on it, just because I use this one a little bit more frequently because it is widely available and it's not a limited edition shade. The one that is limited edition is Royal Wink, and this one is just stunning. It is like an electric blue. I love this, and sometimes I'll wear it on the upper lash line instead of a black wing liner, but I just don't want to run out of it. I'm sure they'll re-promote it in the future. MAC always does that, but it just makes me nervous, you know? I don't want to use it all up, so it'll take me eons to use it all up, but I just don't want to use it up, so I don't reach for it. But anyway, that one is Royal Wink, and then what do we have next? I did have a super short, like deluxe size Cynthia Rowley eyeliner. It was a silver eyeliner, and I just don't wear silvers. I don't wear silver eyeshadows. I don't wear silver eyeliners. So I actually decluttered that and gave that to my niece recently. She was head over heels over the products that I gave her, so she will happily use that one, and she'll probably use it entirely up. So that one is actually out of this project. What is next here? I have a Burberry eyeshadow. This one I just wanted to hit pan on. This one is in number 10 Antique Rose. This is a super beautiful eyeshadow. It's like a mauvey, plummy purple sort of tone. It's really pretty. That is a swatch of it there. It comes off a little bit lighter than it looks in the pan. It looks beautiful throughout the crease, or if you just wanted to toss it all over the lid. It's a really beautiful shade. I need to start pulling out my Burberry shadows a little bit more and start wearing them. That's a super light swatch of it, but my lighting is a little bit dim. So anyway, hopefully I can hit pan on this. I have a little dip going in there, so we'll see. Okay, then I have some eye bases. This one I strictly use just for my eyebrows. I use this in a get ready with me, like a weekly makeup basket sort of thing. Recently, this is my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Toughest Taupe. If you have super dark brown hair, or if you have black hair, or if you dye your hair black like I do, I would suggest if you have this in your collection, pull it out and try it in your brows. It looks fantastic. So that is what I'm left with right now. I'm hoping that I can have this finished off before the end of the year. I'm thinking I might toss this into a project in the future. I just gotta find the right project that'll give me enough time to finish it off. I also had this one, and I totally forgot that I had added this into this yearly project. This one is the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creamy Beige. Yeah, no way that this one's going to be finished. I might be able to hit pan on it if I start using it, but it's definitely not going to be finished off. I think I've used this one twice since this project, since the beginning of this year. This one is the Chanel Illusion d'Ombre in Epitante, number 84. This one is a limited edition shade, which for some reason just makes me feel like I don't want to use the product. So I just need to stop purchasing limited edition items, and then I won't have this problem. So that is what Epitante looks like right now. Barely used, but I'm trying to savor it, and I'm trying not to use it. I'm trying to be extremely sparing with it. I had a Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. This one is in Orchid. I recently added this into the Finish 5 by Fall. Let me give you a quick look at where I'm at with it right now. I just barely added it into that project, so I'm not sure if you're gonna see much difference here, but I've got a little bit of progress. But, you know, this one should be finished off by, I would say, the first part of September or the end of August. I did have a Laura Geller Cool Lids Cream Shadow in Silver Sands, and I just barely, I had that filmed in my inventory, and then I just barely decided to declutter it because I'd much rather use like my MAC Painterly paint pot or like a cream base, like a Color Tattoo or something, over a liquid colored base like that. So I don't have any liquid primers like that. I don't have any eyelid primers like the Lorac one or the Urban Decay Primer Potion anymore. So moving on to lips, I have a lip liner here. This first one, this is Pale Pink by NYX. I love this lip liner. I've been trying so hard not to use it because I'm just gonna have to go out and repurchase it because it goes perfectly with all my light pinky nude shades that I love. So this one could be sharpened. I'd probably be a little bit further if I would have sharpened it before this, but this is where I'm at with this one right now. I just don't remember to wear a lip liner, and if I do wear a lip liner, generally I'll reach for a transparent one or a clear one just because it'll go with anything. But I did have a second lip liner in this project. That was my MAC Pro Longwear lip liner in More to Love, and I pulled that out the other day to pair with the MAC lipstick in Flat Out Fabulous, and it was so dried out. It was just dead. So every time that I've tried to back to MAC a lip liner, they've told me no, you can't do it, but I did hear somebody recently say that you can, so I'll try it. I don't think that they'll let me, but I'll try it since it's only halfway finished off. Onto some tinted lip balms. I have the Carez Mango Lip Butter. I contemplated on this one whether or not I should pass this one on to my niece when I gave her some items. If I don't reach for this in the next like 6 months, I probably will, but I think I've swatched this 2 times maybe since the beginning of the year, and I've tried it on the lips once. So it's not getting the use that it deserves. I originally picked this one up because I couldn't find the Jasmine one, and this one was on sale, so I got the one in Mango, and I just don't wear tones like this very frequently. I have the Burt's Bees Lip Shimmer in Strawberry. I really like these. They do have some pretty large, like gritty feeling glitters in them, but I mean, it's okay. They're only a couple bucks at the drugstore, so this one, that is what this one looks like. I can't roll it up because they don't roll back down, but I'm hoping. I've been trying to use this one here and there. I have it on my nightside table, like my bedside table, and I'll use it every once in a while, so hopefully it's getting a little bit more use. This one would be a nice contender for a Project 10 pan or something. I have some lip glosses here. I have one from MAC. This is from the Simpsons collection. This is Itchy and Scratchy and Sexy, and if you see my progress lines here, they're pretty sad. I was right there at the beginning of the year, and I only got down to right there, so at least there's movement in that one. This next one, these were discontinued. These are the Makeup Forever Lab Shine lip glosses, and I had located like 4 or 5, and I had them in my back stock, and I completely forgot about them. I put them somewhere safe, and then I couldn't find the safe spot. But I did find them recently when we moved last year, and so this one, this is in D14. I finished off a lighter shade, like the nude one. I think it was like D12 or something, D8, something like that. It was a nude color. These are my all-time favorite lip glosses. I wish they would bring these back, but they discontinued these to bring out the Artist Plexi glosses, which I do not like. These are not sticky at all. I wish they'd just bring them back, but this one, I really haven't moved much. It's not filled up all the way to the top anymore. I did put a mark right there just in case at the next video I'm like down to here or something. You can see that I did make a little bit of progress on this one. I think I wore it like 3 or 4 times. I have the Urban Decay Naked Gloss in Love Child, which I just added into my Finish 5 by Fall challenge video, the intro video, and this Love Child shade is very interesting. It's the one that's right here, swatched out. It's like a neutrally cool toned pink shade. It goes essentially with anything. I can't really see where I'm at in this one, so your guess is as good as mine. And the last lip gloss that I have in this project is my last Tarina Tarantino lip gloss. This one is in Nouveau, and I think I've worn this one once since the beginning of the year. I've just been focusing on other items. Moving on to actual lipsticks, there's not much progress in this section here, but I'll go through it with you anyway. It is getting dark, but I'm not really going to be showing you swatches and stuff, so hopefully I can just speed through the rest of this. So the first actual lipstick that I have here that I want to add into a project later on this year is the L'Oreal Glossy Balm in Ginger Candy. What is this, 210? Yeah, I love this color. This was actually in my 30 days of lipstick, 30 lipsticks in 30 days kind of project. Let me show you how much I have here. I really haven't used this since the beginning of the year, but I did have a mark on this then, and that is where I'm at right now. So I think I might have used this one once, but yeah, still in the, you know, same general vicinity on this one. I had a YSL Rouge Per Couture lipstick. I think I'm gonna be decluttering this one or just getting this one out of my collection. I honestly don't see myself ever using this sort of shade unless I can tone it down with either a lip gloss or a lip liner of some sort, but it has gorgeous packaging. Maybe I'll try and take the lipstick out and put a different lipstick in here that I'll actually use. But this one is in number 26. I think this was like Rose Libertine or Liberty, Rose Liberty, something like that. Super pale, frosty pink shade. Haven't used this one very much. I think I've swatched this one out like twice on my lips and then I immediately remove it. It's just so frosty and so light. It's like Saint Germain with a frost. It's not a good look. Next up, I have a MAC Sheen Supreme lipstick in Full Speed. I've used this a little bit, but these kinds of tones just aren't my cup of tea. So this is what the packaging looks like here. They're like a squared off, shiny tubing. That is the lipstick in Full Speed. So you can see I've used a little bit. I've used it a handful of times. I kept this one on my nightside table and would just wear it randomly, but I think I'm going to eventually end up decluttering this one and just back to MACing it. But I think in its place, I will add in another Sheen Supreme since I think they did discontinue this line. I'm really bummed about it. So in this place, I'm gonna put Asian Flower since I love this lipstick. It's a really pretty, like pale purpley sort of tone. So this is where I am in this one. As you can see right there, that is exactly where I'm at. So a little bit less product, but I feel like that this is doable and I can mix it in with like that purple lip gloss from MAC or like a pink lip gloss. And I think I could actually finish this off. I never wear a coral. I don't know what I was thinking adding that into this project earlier this year. So this one is gonna be going out. I have the MAC Viva Glam lipstick in Viva Glam 5. This one, I do have plans to add this into my next Project 10 pan, so you'll be seeing this shortly. So it's like a mauve toned pink with a sheen and some glitter in it. I'm just not the biggest fan of that glitter. It almost feels gritty on my lips and it's almost like a frost. So if it didn't have that, I think it would be a stunning shade. I have the Bite Beauty Lipstick Duo in Palomino and Violet. I don't think I've touched this at all. I think this is just gonna be one that I declutter at the end of the year. So let me show you the markings if you can see them. So that is where I was at the beginning of the year. I think I've used this one once on the Palomino side. And then on Violet, I know it's getting dark. I'm trying to hustle. I don't have any other time to film this video, so you'll have to bear with me. So yeah, pretty much at the same spot on this one too. So this one, I love the shades, but I'll look and see if they have this available in the new line since they don't even have this line out anymore and they've discontinued these little duos. Makes me a little nervous since they are more natural products in the lipsticks. The next item is my L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Setting Spray. I don't have a clue where I'm at in this, but I have been using this in my weekly makeup basket videos, so hopefully this one will get the use that it needs to be finished off by the end of the year. I am moving on to my perfumes now, and I picked out 3.4 fluid ounce perfumes to finish off by the end of the year. So one of them I've already finished. This was in my Finish 4 by 4th of July. This is the XOXO Mi Amore perfume, and this black line right here, can you see that? It's so dark that you can't even see it. There's a black line right there. That's where I was at the beginning of the year. This one was completely finished off. There's like maybe 2 drops in here that won't spray out. Super sickly sweet perfume, but I really liked it. This one is the only one that I've finished so far. This is the Katy Perry Killer Queen perfume. I have a marking right up there on that sticker, and I'm down to right there. So maybe like 1/3 of an inch under the line that I was at the beginning of the year. This is a wide part of the bottle though, so it's moving very slow through here. Once it gets down to this portion, it's gonna go just like that. So this one's slow moving at the moment, but hopefully this one can be finished off as well. I have this one in a project right now. I don't think I'm going to finish it before the end of that project, but you know, I'll get some progress on it. This is my Victor & Rolf Flower Bomb perfume, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. So that right there is the line that I made when I added it into the project, and if this will settle, I am right above my nail right there. So not too shabby on the progress there. The way that I'm holding it makes it look like it's not as impressive, but I feel like that's nice. I feel like that's a little bit more progress than was on the Katy Perry one. Then I have this one. This has been in so many projects. I just can't seem to finish this off. This is my True Religion perfume. It's the 3.4 fluid ounce bottle. I think I've used it once since I put it into the project. I save this for the winter time. I can only wear this in like the fall and the winter time, the colder months, so this one hasn't really gotten any use out of it. Finally, I have 3 random items. Really don't have much progress on any of them, so this will be fast. This first one, this is the Burt's Bees Lemon Butter Cuticle Cream. I keep this on my bedside table, my nightside table, and I use it every now and then, maybe like once a week. I apply this on my nails and I'll be good with applying it. I'll remember to apply it a couple times a week, and then I'll forget for like 2 or 3 weeks. Then I'll remember to apply it for a couple days. So I do have a dip going in this, but it's gonna be a while before I hit pan on that. I have the Beehive Soap and Body Care Perfume Lotion Bar in Kumquat. I am still at the exact same spot. I would like to finish this off before the end of the year so it doesn't go off or change consistency or lose its fragrance, because it smells amazing. So I'm still right here. It does travel upwards. I've used up one of these before in my Project 20 pan from last year. Last item here is my Thesis Raw Cocoa Face Mask. This is the Chocolatier's Gift. It's for dry, dehydrated skin, and I have the slightest amount of progress on this. I think I've used it twice since the beginning of the year. Absolutely ridiculous, but I was at that top line in January, and I got down to right there so far after 6 months. Super impressive progress right there for you. But anyway, those are all my products. Hopefully I can get a little bit more progress on them before the next update or before the finale. Hopefully you'll see some of these in some upcoming projects. At least my fingers are crossed that I can add some in and get some use out of them. So anyway, I would really like to use these instead of just trashing them or having to throw them away or recycle them. So that is what my goal is here, my end goal. So anyway, I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.